So typically we get somewhere between 80, 90, with luck we get about 100. When we cross the 100 line, that's where the luck comes in. So we weren't that ready, to be honest. The team were ready for 80, 85 kilo, and suddenly the supplier brought in and said, hey, it's 106 kg. So the chefs are all quite nervous at this point. So, but with all of you here, no choice everyone, they have to do their best. They still have to cut it because after we cut it, we will have a fresh tuna available for sale. So from sushi to sashimi to really premium parts, difficult to get parts, for example from the head, the nose end, somewhere across the head, closer to the brain area. And then we have the homonicule, the cheek area. So these two are practically what we know as the premium parts. Because one whole tuna you probably get less than, 5 kg from these parts. Of course we have the collar as well. But collar needs to be cooked. So when collar needs to be cooked, that's when our restaurants will be ready. So behind there we have Sushi Kita and also we have Yakiniku Botang Plus. So the two restaurants will be able to cook for you if you decided to buy the collar, right? The Maguro Kama. That's what we call it in Japan. So I think, what time is it now? Let me see. We have another 12 more minutes to go. The 12 more minutes is to buy time for my chef to come down. see, they're talking behind already. So we'll take another 12 more minutes, but very soon we'll be ready. You have any question about the tuna? I will explain along the way. I don't want to kill the excitement now because when they are cutting, I need to talk to you. Otherwise, all you see is, the knife moving. You don't see much, right? So without further revealing more secret about this tuna here, we'll take another 5-10 minutes. So everyone, get excited, but keep calm. Right? We'll do something for you soon. It's 2 o'clock now. Let the show begin. So what we have here, Chef Y is actually doing is beginning the dismantling of the whole tuna, 106 kg. Today we are very lucky to have this fish coming from Date Maguro. Date Maguro is the brand for this tuna. This tuna is actually from Ehime Prefecture in Shikoku, which is the southern part of Japan. So one thing beautiful about this tuna is the size, right? It's huge. Maybe can you see that? It's huge. And another thing is that Date Maguro is one of the best farm tuna you will be able to find in Japan. So a lot of people ask me, do you find tuna in the wild or do you find tuna in the farm? I can tell you, 80% of Japan tuna is now coming from farm, not from wild caught. Right. One of the key reasons is because of the special technology available by the Japanese in terms of farming technique. They are able to produce consistent, high quality, really delicious whole tuna in this kind of level. That's why farm is getting more and more compared to wild caught. Now, where does this Date Maguro get its name? Maguro means tuna. Date is the brand, right? Date brand back in the days in the Japan warlord time where there was war all going and they were fighting. One of the warlord by the name of Date Masamune, his family is still owning one of the most famous warlords. So they happened to, one of the brothers actually moved to this Ehime prefecture, and that's where they set up this place as the farming ocean for the tuna, for the Bluefin tuna. And what we got there is that when the Date family decided, okay, this is going to name after our family as well. So this brand is now known as the Date Maguro. And why did they choose to be in Ehime or the prefecture in Shikoku? One of the reasons is because this is farmed in the Uwa Ocean. The Uwa Ocean has one of the best exchanges in tides. And when the exchange in tides make sure that the temperature of the ocean maintain between 16 degrees to 27 degrees, which is optimum for the growth of tuna. Right, for tuna to grow to this size, it will take approximately about 6 years. So what we are having here is 6 years of hard work by the Japanese company, by the Japanese farmer, by the Japanese fish caretakers. So in order to order that, we want to serve it as the freshest. This fish arrived this morning to Malaysia, early in the morning, and arrives at the airport at about 8:30 in the morning. Arrives in SEIBU at 11 o'clock in the morning. So it has only been about 3-4 hours that the fish is outside of the ocean. Of course, including the 6 hours flight, it's less than 24 hours. So what you can see now is that Chef White has managed to remove the head. That's where all the premium parts are. The collar, the cheek, the nose, and the head part. You can hardly get this kind of parts because in one whole tuna, you only get one head. You don't get 2 heads or 3 heads. That's why. So we'll show that in front or people behind, if you can see, that's how the whole head is. Wow, heavy. It's really heavy. Oh! So that's the whole.
Okay, sorry. Again, I use. Okay, sorry. Oh!
I just lost my mic, but I haven't lost my voice yet. So I can still continue talking. Anyone wants the head part, the premium part, please place your order later. It's really nice. They are soft because the muscles are not being used that much. So it's really something that you don't come very often. After this, we'll be cutting the body. We'll be filleting the body parts. That's where you're gonna get your best Akami, Shutoro, Otoro, the favorite of Malaysian, the favorite of Southeast Asian, the really fat part, the Otoro part. Otoro. Do you want the nose part or the cheek? 2 cheeks. And the kama as well. So we'll have it ready. I'll let you know in the shower. Right? I'll hold your order. So as you all can see, the head is now being disassembled and now being separated accordingly. So this is the collar. So there's only 2 collar in the entire tuna. That's why it's expensive. That's why it's precious. That's why it's one of the best parts you can find. Of course, later on we'll also be removing the roten. The roten is actually on the top of the head. The meat is just in one line. That's medium rare. Of course, we'll have the chicken as well. Those people who know how to eat fish will always tell you, eat soup. Why? It's soft. Same goes to the tuna. It's soft for the chick as well. Right now, chef is actually cutting the belly. We will soon be able to see how fat. Yeah, the mics are funny. So as the chef removes the flesh from the tuna, we will now be able to see how big and how thick the meat are. The thicker it is, the more fat parts we can get. The belly is where the locals want them. They love it.
Now, also one thing about tuna, right? A lot of people never know is that tuna has one of the highest blood flowing across their body. So one special thing about tuna is always about their blood. So if you see the red part, it's not because it's raw or whatever, but because the blood flows very rapidly, and because of that, tuna has a very special sourness, acidic taste to it. That is because of the blood, of the amount of blood and the amount of activity that the tuna goes on a daily basis.
Alright, my mind is back. Right. I can now save on my throat. I hope tonight I can still talk. But alright, so we were talking about the blood of tuna. Actually, later the chef will also show you a part where we call the chiai. The chiai is where the blood has the highest blood coagulate in the entire flesh of the tuna meat. So it's one of those parts where non-Japanese don't know how to appreciate the chiai. Because when we see red, a lot of blood like that, we feel that we try to stay away from it. But the Japanese love that. It's one of the best because it has the highest acidity. It has the most special taste to it. That's where the part is in the middle.
As usual, we can see it's a chutoro.
Yep, that part is the chutoro.
You can see the color is turning to the light pink.
The color is light pink in the middle, and that's the chutoro part. And of course, later as we cut along, otoro will show, and then you will get the fattiest part to it. Can we turn around? Show it. Yes. So here we have, if you can see on this side, so the top part here is where we call it the Akami. That's the red part. Akami is the leanest part of the tuna. So this part is where we have the least fat, but the strongest flavor. The most umami is here. Now, in the bottom right part here, you can see that's the otoro. That's where the fattiest part is, the belly. And then on this side is the chutoro, which is a good mix of the belly and the lean meat. Chef, can you come over here? You can show it to them as well. Yeah, we have the Akami over here, we have the otoro, and we have the chutoro. Now that Chef Prakash has let go of the tuna already, now he can come back and help Chef White. Then we can continue the show. This filleting part, it's really quite tough. One of the key reasons is because the meat are still very fresh, so they're still very much intact with the bone. Now that's another fillet that we managed to remove it from. Now there we go. Here. So for people around my right side here, you can actually see this. So later we'll move it around for you to take a photo, a clearer photo, where you can see the difference of the parts. Now the fish is halfway through its cutting, so we will slowly be able to see more and more of the inner parts showing. Which part is the most expensive? The most expensive part is all on the head. This one is also part of it. Yeah, so this is the collar. So this one? Northern. This is the northern. This is where the only one piece on top of the head. So this is one of the most precious part you can find. I mean, the thing is, okay, in Mandarin we call it the golden triangle, right? So the golden triangle of the tuna actually comes at the meat part, where you have a mixture of Akami, a mixture of Otoro and the Chutoro. So when we sell to a restaurant, when we get a whole tuna in, when we sell to a restaurant, that's how we sell. We sell it in block, where you have Akami, you have Chutoro, you have Otoro. Very hardly we will be able to get, as a restaurant, very hardly we will be able to get the head part. Most of them has been sold out before we ever get a chance to get it. Some places even serve the eye. The eye of the the tuna maguro is about this size. Most of the places eat it raw. Eye, take it out like a bowl, just scoop it, eat it. That's how it's going to be. But today, I'm not fancying with any challenges like that. So no, I'm not offering you the eye, but we are offering you the rest of the parts. Still, to make it up for the fish. Okay, one of the things about tuna skin, we have a very interesting question here, sorry. So what we have is there's a customer here that asked me, is there anyone that actually consumes tuna skin? Right, then the answer is actually no. As far as I'm concerned, no, you don't consume the tuna skin. One of the things is that tuna skins are very rubbery, very thick, and the skin will feel like tire. Like the tire that you drive, you drive your wheels on. So that's why we will remove all the skin before we actually serve. Salmon, you can eat the skin because the skin is really crispy thin. But this one, because it's actually still a deep ocean fish, so the skin is actually quite difficult. If you don't mind me, you can actually you can touch it if you don't mind. Just touch on the top. It feels like a tire, right? You can actually touch it if you want to. Right? There you go. Anyone wants to touch it? Somebody touch it.
This is a jabara.
It actually feels like a
The
tire.
styling of the fiber
It feels like a tire.
is a very limited premium part from here.
Yeah. So you can't eat this.
Here.
Even if I try to grill it or whatever, you can't eat this. Because
And
it's
then here
actually,
is Akami clean part.
yeah,
You
it's
can
very
feel some
hard.
of the
It's very hard on the outside. One of the things is that tuna is also
very strong umami.
quite
Because
ferocious.
it's nearby the
Yeah.
part.
It's also very. One of the things is that tuna is also very ferocious. So they fight. Tuna actually fights. And if they don't have this thick skin, I don't think we will be able to sell any tuna today. They die already. So that's enough. Sorry? What do we do with the bones? Good question as well. At the bottom part of the bone, right, we actually get a lot of the gel coming up already. The gel actually can be eaten. That's first thing. Collagen. Yes, very strong collagen. Second part of it is that the bone, the extra bones that we have, as a restaurateur, we usually utilize everything. There's no wastage. What we do is that we use it to cook soup. Yeah, we use it to cook a deep broth, a very strong broth that will come into that will be sold in our restaurants. Anyone wants to touch the skin? I don't know. Yeah, it actually feels like a tire. It's rubber. It feels like a rubber. Doesn't feel anything. Oh, there you go, young lady. There you go, touch it. Right? What does it feel like? Exactly. So I'm not lying now, guys. The children don't lie, okay? So we have a rubber here. You have a rubber here as well? Does it look like a rubber? It is, yes. So that's why we don't eat tuna skin. That's why we remove that. While we try to be sustainable and utilize every part of the tuna, unfortunately the skin is one part that I can't use. So, but the rest of it we can use. For everyone that is here, just now we talked about the collagen in the bone. You can actually see this.
It's a blood part. We call it a GIE. So it's also can be one of the dish.
So that's the blood part. You see very dark color, very dark in color. GIE actually, if we translate into English, it's a blood mix. It's a blood mix. We call it the blood mix flesh. So it has strong, very very strong tuna blood kind of taste. So very acidic, very irony kind of flavor. So that also contributes to the specialty of the tuna. Now coming back to this thing over on the right hand side here, young lady, you see this thing here? Looks like a gel. And that's the collagen. That's the collagen coming from the tuna bones. So in some places we actually take it out and serve it. Some people can actually eat it, like just after this. Not much of a flavor. All you get is a texture like gel.
Cut some more better. Just get serious.
In a short while, as we are cutting the fish, our team member will be going around giving you a sample of the tuna. You can actually taste them. If you like them, please place your order. Today is the one day that we actually sell it fresh off the ocean, fresh off the chopping board. So it's really nice.
So chutoro,
So you can see that's the chutoro.
half lean, half fatty.
Half lean and half fatty is one of the best parts for sushi. It's one of the best parts for sashimi as well. It will still maintain the special flavor and the really nice acidic flavor coming from the lean tuna Akami. At the same time, you get the fat part of it when you get umami from the tuna fats.
How much of a bluefin tuna is exported from Japan and how much is kept in Japan?
Right, that's a very good question. Okay, so we have a question about how much of the bluefin tuna is being exported out of Japan and how much is being kept in Japan. One thing we know about Japan is they are very domestically driven. So almost 55 to 60% are being still kept within the country, while the remaining 40% is actually being exported out. One of the largest purchasers in the world for Japanese bluefin tuna, take a guess. Take a guess anywhere? Sorry?
USA?
USA? Any other guess? China. I heard China. It is China. China has one of the largest purchase of Japanese
Oh my
bluefin
god, you
tuna
see, very fatty.
in the world.
Oil is the oil.
So the chef just showed the front customers. That's the odoro. That's the fattiest part of the tuna. So yes, one of the largest countries to make the purchase for the Japanese bluefin tuna is China. Yes. No, this is considered what we will say an optimum size of a tuna. So for restaurant use. So one of the reasons is because when you are below 100 kg, the belly part is leaner. Same goes to a man, right? When we gain fats, we have more fats on our belly, right? Same goes to the tuna. So when you're below 100 kilo, there's a lesser fat part. So when the lesser fat part is a bit difficult to sell, right? Customers prefer, restaurants prefer a mixture, right? So 100 kg to 120 kg is considered an optimum size for restaurant use. But of course in Japan you will get sizes up to 200, up to 300 as well. And every year they will have a competition during the beginning of the year where they will have the largest tuna being fished or being sold or auctioned. And the last time used to be the TG market, today is known as the Toyosu market. So that's where the largest tuna are all being sold. So this one at 106 kg, we'll call it as an optimum. You know, during the beginning stage of this show, I actually shared with the team, shared with the guests, is that we actually requested somewhere about 80 to 85 kg, right? But because tuna is live, is raw, I can't choose. Whatever they fish up, that's the size. So we got a 106 kg, that's our luck, right? So we managed to get a really, really beautiful part of tuna. Someone wants to see a color, so let me just try to hold the color. That's the color. That one I need to wait for my chef to come because once I take it, I cannot take my mind already. You can see very clearly from this side, the fats are being very much, yeah. So the special parts are now being, prepared. So there's already a few customers requesting for the special parts, the collar, the nose head, the whole niku and all that. If you'd like to place an order, please let me know.
How much is it?
The price of the special parts goes by kg. It goes by gram. It will weigh it. Per kilo is 1,500 per kg. Per kg. Typically, you don't get this price because we get a whole tuna, and also because this is a special show arranged between us and Date Maguro in Japan. That's why we are able to get this pricing. Otherwise, typically we'll sell about 3,000. Yes, sir.
I understand you're making the sample cuts for nigiri and so.
Yes.
So the shaving or the extra?
Right. The shaving and the extras, right? It actually use it to make tekkadon toka, we call it the chopped tuna rice bowl, chopped tuna rolls, and chopped tuna sushi kind of thing. Yes. Yes, madam. Yes. Yes. You want the whole piece? Yeah. Okay. How big is the piece? Whole piece. I need to weigh. Okay. Can.
It's about 2 kg.
More than that, I think.
Huh?
More than that. It could be more than that. It could be more than that. We need to weigh. Okay, now the whole two piece is about 6 kilos.
Customer want to buy kama. 500 gram.
500 gram of kama ね。かしこまりました。
Then the chef take.
Yeah, once we weigh it, we'll prepare the bill for you. You can make a payment later.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have one and that. Hi. Chef, does it have a special name?
Yeah, person knife for sashimi. Samurai.
No. This is not a. Yeah, this is a maguro hojo. So it's actually a maguro knife. This knife is actually meant to cut tuna. So it has the right size that goes through the head and comes up. Typically in a restaurant we don't buy this one. But because we do a show like this, that's what we need. We needed a knife like that.
Jesus-san,
Hi.
normally 500 kg
Hi.
for kama.
Hi.
How many is the meat?
So for the
How many
meat of the
percent of
kama,
meat?
right? Only how many percent is the meat? For the kama, the meat will be probably about 70%. 70% meat.
Oh,
It's still quite a fair bit because the head is actually quite big. Right.
Jesus-san,
Hi.
the customer just wait here.
Yes.
I cut Akami. Okay, the ordering will start in approximately about 5 more minutes. The SEIBU team will actually guide you on the order. So the right hand side there. Yeah. Can we have the SEIBU team help us to guide the customer for ordering?